The first game of Sunday was the Browns versus the Chiefs. The Browns lose to the Chiefs 22-17 in a very exciting game. I had a lot there's a lot to talk about in this game. Mahomes unfortunately went out with the concussion in the third quarter. Henne came in and he played decent. He had an interception, but the end of the game, that's when he made his name. That's when everybody was going crazy. Game was 22-17. Browns were out of timeouts. They had some of the momentum. So if they would have gotten the ball back, they would have had like a minute 20, a minute 18, I believe, to go down the field and score the game-winning touchdown. And on second down, Henne got sacked. So they had a 3rd and 14, like around their 38-yard line. It was close to midfield, but probably like early 40s or 30s. 3rd and 14 for Henne. Henne runs on third down, gets like 13 and a half yards, sets up a 4th down for the Chiefs. And then you're thinking, what are they going to do? They don't have Mahomes. Henne is not really a household name. He's not one of the elite backup quarterbacks. What are you going to do? And to their surprise, or to my surprise, or not really, because Andy Reid is a beast, they rush to the line of scrimmage, and they're thinking they're going to go for it. And the announcers don't think they're going to go for it. They're like, oh, look at their body language. It doesn't look like they're going to go for it. They're probably going to let the game clock run down. They're going to call a timeout, and then they're going to talk about it, and then we'll see if they go for it on 4th down. And to everyone's surprise, they snap the ball, and Tyreek Hill does a quick out. Henne scrambles right, hits him on the run. Beautiful throw, wide open. Tyreek Hill catches the ball, stays in bounds, goes down, gives himself up. Ball game. Chiefs win. They're going on to the conference championship. They're the first team in the AFC to host 3 consecutive championship games. The only other team that had done it was Andy Reid's Eagles back in the day, the early 2000s. So just, damn. Andy Reid, he has some cojones. Calling those plays, Henne executing those plays, just really gets your heart pumping. It was an exciting game. I really enjoyed this game. But hopefully Mahomes is able to play in the AFC Championship game. It would be a shame if the Chiefs play the Bills and were robbed of a Mahomes versus Josh Allen matchup. And Mahomes was also dealing with like a toe injury. You could see that he was hobbled throughout the game on a couple runs where he was scrambling. You could tell that he was like favoring, I believe it was his left foot, or I think it was his left foot. But when he was running, you could tell he wasn't really planting as hard on the injured foot. So we'll see if either of those injuries keep him out. I really hope he plays because I've been dying to see Josh Allen versus Mahomes rematch since they played earlier in the season, and the Chiefs beat the Bills handily. We'll see how that goes this time around. The Bills are a way different team than they were, I believe, week 6 when they played. They're a way different team. This Bills team is more in sync, more together, more explosive. Their defense is playing better too. So I just really want to see that game. For the Browns, they had some missed opportunities. They had a controversial play at the end of the half where the Browns are driving down the field. Good drive by Baker Mayfield. And then he does a pass. Wide receiver catches the ball and is reaching for the end zone. I believe it was Higgins. He catches the ball. He's kind of stumbling, but he's like 3-4 yards away from the end zone. So he tries to catch the ball, regain his balance. He's not going to regain his balance, so he just lunges for the end zone. Chiefs safety, I believe, comes in, throws himself to stop him at the end zone. There's a helmet-to-helmet collision. And because of that, Higgins drops the ball and it goes through the end zone and out of the end zone. And it's Chiefs ball because it's a touchback. And there was a lot of controversy around that play because there was helmet-to-helmet contact. And that should be targeting, or one of the rules, or lowering of the crown, whatever it is to initiate contact. Either one of those, targeting or lowering of the crown to initiate contact. One of those flags could have been thrown for the Chiefs defender for the helmet-to-helmet collision. But it's just a hard play. Like, how else is the Chiefs defender supposed to make that play? Like, that's pretty much a touchdown if you're not leading with your head, if you're not like extending yourself as far as you can, because like your hands won't do it. I don't know. It was a controversial play. It really changed the game. The Browns would have scored. The game would have been closer going into halftime. They would have gotten some of the momentum at the end. I know it's butterfly effect, so you don't know how things would have played out. But at the end, they only lost by 5. They lost 7 points right there. So just crazy. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that play because, like, I like the play that the Chiefs did and the way he threw his body and just tried to stop the play. I thought it was a really cool play, how it played out. But I do see the Browns' point of view where you would be upset because that flag didn't get thrown. And then in the game after with the Saints and the Buccaneers, there was a similar play that got called for lowering of the crown, and they threw the 15-yard penalty. And even LeBron tweeted out that, we don't get those calls, or something along those lines. Like, we don't get those calls. I mean, it's true, but it's a different play. Like, one of them is lunging for the end zone. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Should that have been a 15-yard penalty, targeting or lowering of the crown, whichever flag you want to call? Should that have been called at the end of the Browns versus Chiefs game? I don't think so. I think it was the right call to make it a no call, to have no flag, in my opinion. I like that play, but I could see if you were to tell me like, nah, like, letter of the law, that should be a flag, I can't disagree with you, and I'll be like, all right, you know what? You're right. That should be a 15-yard penalty. In my opinion, I like the way they played it. Let them play. It was a good play, exciting play, highlight play. I liked how it played out. But the Browns, they kind of messed up. They took some timeouts in the second half that they shouldn't have. One of them, I believe it was on first down. They weren't communicating the plays right, so they had to call a timeout to sort it out. And then Stefanski, the Browns head coach, challenged the play. There was this catch when Mahomes was already out. Pass to Tyreek Hill over the top, and Tyreek Hill caught it, and then on the way down juggled it, and then he caught it again. And in real time, I kind of thought he dropped it too, but once they showed the first replay, you could tell that he caught it, that he regained possession as he was going down, and it never touched the ground. And I think Stefanski threw the flag too quick. He didn't let like the people upstairs really check it and tell him like, you know what, we're not gonna win this challenge. Because after the first replay, it was kind of like, all right, like, you're gonna lose this challenge, bad challenge. And he did. He lost the challenge. He lost another timeout. And at the end of the game, when the Chiefs were trying to run out the clock, they only had one timeout to save some clock, and it really hurt them. Because once the Henne run on 3rd and 14 and the Henne throw on 4th down, if they would have had timeouts, they would have maybe had another chance, another set of downs to play with to maybe get the ball back. But it is what it is. Stefanski's still a Coach of the Year candidate, even if he made some minor mistakes with time management and timeout management this game. Mayfield played pretty good. He did have an interception, but for the most part, I like how he played. I like the toughness that he showed. He had a couple keepers where he lowered his helmet and he got the first down. For the Browns, their star player, what's his name? I'm blanking out his name, but his defensive line player, he was hurt. He couldn't play it up to 100%. So he was out on the sideline for a couple of the plays, especially at the end when Henne was under helm. I do believe he had the sack on 2nd down, so he was still able to make some plays, but he wasn't able to impact the game as much as he could have. Myles Garrett, that was the guy. He was hurt. Myles Garrett was hurt, so he was on the sideline. But the Browns have a lot to build going forward. Myles Garrett, we'll see what they do with OBJ. Stefanski looks like he really changed the culture for the Browns. It looks like that team has bought into what he thinks, the system that he brought to the Browns. We'll see what they do with Hunt. I believe he's a free agent. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get offers. He ran pretty good this season. He looks strong. The teams think he's the number 1 back. I don't know, but if teams want to have like a 1-2 punch like the Browns had this year, they might look to get him. I believe he's a free agent, but I might be wrong. But we'll see what the Browns do in the offseason. I think they've built a nice foundation, and they'll be there with with the Ravens next year challenging for that AFC North. We'll see how the Steelers do. I think they're going to fall off. I don't believe in Big Ben anymore. And for the Bengals, they have a lot of work to do. And Burrow's going to be coming back from that horrific injury. So we'll see how that plays out. But it should be the Browns and the Ravens in the AFC North going forward. Shout out to the Browns for a great season. They had a lot of good games. They really entertained me this season. I had a lot of fun watching the Browns this season. So shout out to the Browns. Nothing to hold your head down. It was a great season, and I applaud you for it. I know Brown fans, the dog pound should be happy going forward. We'll see if they're able to make some noise next year. And for the Chiefs, grinded it out. Andy Reid is a savant. He's a genius. Ballsy play calling. Be enemy too. Ballsy play calling. And for the Chiefs, for them to make a real title defense, Mahomes has to be cleared from this concussion. And we'll see to what extent that toe injury is. And maybe not finishing the game could be seen as a glass half full, as Mahomes didn't have to put more pressure on that toe. He might have aggravated it more if he would have finished that game. And the Chiefs were able to get the win. So we'll see if Mahomes clears concussion. I hope he does. I really hope he does, because I want to see Mahomes versus Josh Allen.